Morning, y'all. So today's our next adventure. It's February the 25th. It's a Saturday. I've been traveling since about 4:15 this morning. I am in northern central Arkansas. I'm at Ozarks St. Francis National Forest. If you watched my last video, you remember me talking about my co-worker. He's one of the managers where I work. When he found out about all the camping and hiking I was doing, he told me about his son, who is an avid hiker, backpacker, and I guess they had watched some of the videos together, and his son had mentioned about how I should probably learn to pack my backpack a little better. So today that's what we're going to do. See if you can teach an old dog new tricks. His son Nick is going to show up here. I think he's bringing a friend. His dad wasn't able to come, so it's just going to be us. And he's going to start off by looking at my pack, seeing how much gooder it can be packed, and then we'll go from there. And we're gonna hike throughout the day, maybe learn some other stuff from him. We're gonna each pitch our own tarp and sleep under it and go from there. So let's go. Okay, y'all, here we are, Sam's Throne, Ozark St. Francis National Forest. Here's the guys.
Howdy, everybody.
This is Nick.
I'm Nick. I'm Caleb.
Nick's the big, I work with his dad. He's the one that does all the hiking and backpacking, knows all the stuff. So we got all my stuff over here. We're going to lay it out. He's going to tell me where I went wrong.
Yep. All right, guys. So the general concept when you're packing a backpack is you want all of your heaviest things to be in the middle and close to your back. So all of your heavy weight is close to you. It's not throwing your balance off while you're walking. It's not pulling you back or to the side or whichever way. And then you want your medium weight closer to the top, and then you want your lightest weight things closer to the bottom. So we'll see how Randy did. All right, so we got a hat. That's good, just in case you want it real quick. Throw it on your head while you're hiking if you're getting chilly. Some clothes. We got a tarp. Is this what you're using as shelter?
Yep.
Okay. This is actually the same thing I do. I've got my tarp with me, so it's great to have one of these. This one is a little bit heavier, which, I mean, it's fine. I think you told me it was a bigger tarp, but they're a really great option. The only issue is during, like, summertime, bugs, but there are different things you can get for that. You can get bug nets and all sorts of stuff. But he had this in a pretty good spot. I mean, this was pretty close to the middle and about as close to the back as you can get. These are definitely a great thing to have, especially when it's a little colder outside. Just something you can throw in your sleeping bag, or even if you're just kind of lounging around camp, you throw these on, they'll keep your feet warm, get your body temperature up. They make a couple different versions of these. These are looks like wool, which is great. Wool is a great material. They make a couple down versions, which are just a little bit lighter, but looks like that's everything in the main compartment. So let's open up this middle section. Looks like, what is this? This is poncho, lightweight.
Another poncho.
Another poncho. All right, that's one thing I told Caleb a couple times, you know, you want to bring as little as possible. Both of these are pretty lightweight, but when you're backpacking, the weight does add up. So you got a lot of things that you think, you know, you're throwing it in your pack, you're thinking, oh, this doesn't weigh, you know, this weighs next to nothing, but you've got a bunch of stuff like this, and it definitely starts to add up pretty quick. So kind of just whichever you want to choose. This is lighter. This is also light, but it's a little bit heavier. So, all right. So here we've got some toilet paper and some baby wipes. This is another thing I would recommend only bringing one of. Just because, I mean, you've got toilet paper and you've got baby wipes. So usually for me, I've brought baby wipes. They're even dried out, so it saves you a little bit of weight. You're not carrying that liquid around. And then when you need to do your business, you just pour a little bit of water on them, and it'll reactivate everything that's in there. So it'll still act like a baby wipe, but you're not carrying around that extra weight of the liquid. But toilet paper is always going to be lighter. One thing that I usually do when I'm carrying toilet paper is I will take out this middle section, and it just kind of helps it compress a little bit, save, you know, a couple grams maybe. That's not the big part of it. Just kind of helps you save a little bit of space in your pack. All right, here we've got some bug repellent. We've got some lighters. We got a shovel and some gloves. That is definitely something you need. We got a shovel here. Whatever you need it for, this is a good thing to have, although it is a little bit heavy. I've got a smaller shovel on my pack that I use specifically for digging cat holes to poop in. And it weighs, I don't know, probably an ounce or two. And it costs maybe $2. So I might talk to Randy about getting one of those. Bug spray, I didn't bring any personally just because like I said, it's, wintertime and you don't necessarily need this. It's not a bad thing to bring, but just not really worth it for me when it comes to weight. I bring a little Bic lighter. This is fine to have as well, just because it's a little easier to put that into your tinder or whatever you're trying to light on fire. For the application, it's still a good thing to have just because it gives it a little bit more ease of use. So I'm not going to harp on them too much for having that. That looks like it's everything for that bottom compartment. All right, so in here looks like we've got batteries. We've got a lantern. I would probably, considering that it's an overnighter, if you wanted to take extras, I would probably say take them out of the package and then set aside the extras. Put those in a Ziploc bag instead of bringing both of these packages of them, just because it's not super heavy, but like I said earlier, the weight does add up pretty quick. More AAAs, so we've got a lantern in here. Good thing to have. I brought my little solar lantern, which is pretty light. I think I got it at Walmart. We got some paracord. Always a good thing to have line. This actually feels like some pretty light paracord. Usually, a lot of backpackers will say that paracord isn't the best line that you want to bring just because it tends to be pretty heavy and it has a pretty high price compared to other things like guy line or anything else really. But it's good and it's strong and it'll definitely work. It'll hold pretty much whatever you need it to hold. All right, so he's got two different lights here. He's got these two lights and these two lanterns. That looks like it's all the lighting he has, I believe, and then he's got his headlamp. Definitely a headlamp is something you always want to bring, and he was telling me that this dies pretty quick on him, which was why he had the extra batteries, which, I understand that, you don't want to be stuck out in the dark. But I would say, considering that he has all four of these, personally, I would probably bring two. But I know he's trying to film videos, so you want better lighting. So I can kind of understand that. That's not really a problem that I run into, just because I'm not the one that's doing that. But I can understand that. He wants better lighting for the videos. So I won't harp on him too much for these. And I mean, these feel pretty lightweight. I don't know how much they weigh, but I've actually never seen these before. But these are pretty cool. I didn't bring my saw because normally when I'm out backpacking, now if I'm doing something that's a little bit shorter of a hike, like maybe I'm trying to do like a little bushcraft or whatever, a little bit shorter, maybe half a mile or a mile that I'm hiking out, I will bring this, and I'll bring my axe, I'll bring this, I'll bring a bunch of extra stuff. So normally what I'll do is I'll find a tree that has a Y in it, and if I need to break them any smaller, I'll just run that branch through the tree, and you just kind of work that branch until it breaks off, and that saves you, quite a bit of weight instead of having to bring a saw like this, and most saws are pretty heavy. Let's see what else we got in here. A little bit more line. This is some sort of twine. This is actually pretty lightweight. I'm not sure how strong it is, but pretty lightweight and probably pretty cheap as well, I'd imagine. We've got toothpaste, and we've got a toothbrush. Obviously, that's something you want to bring. I would say they do make little travel things with toothpaste that aren't a terrible idea to pack, but with something like toothpaste you're going to need it. It's fine to bring a bigger tube like that. So I think if that's everything, we probably pack this thing up and yeah.
Okay, y'all, so he's rolling up my tarp, trying to get it as small as he can.
I think that'll be a lot better.
Yeah.
All right, so he wasn't able to fit this in before, but we rolled the tarp up and it's quite a bit smaller than it was. So this pillow is pretty light, so I'm just gonna try to stuff it in the bottom. Got some clothes. I'm going to put these in next, I think, because this is probably kind of the middleweight stuff. And then I'm going to put these in there because, like I said, he's not really going to need these until he goes to sleep. So he'll have just about everything outside of his backpack. Everything that you see here, we're still bringing, except for this shirt. And then all of this stuff right here is everything I took out, and it might not look like a lot, but it'll definitely be pretty helpful. But we did decide about everything he has runs on AAAs, so we brought the whole box of AAAs, and then I decided to keep, you know, this little package of AA's in there just because he doesn't remember now, but for all we know, you know, he might have something important in there that ends up running on AA's. So we are going to bring those. So we're going to save that till the end, but we're going to start throwing this other stuff in there. So we'll toss this paracord in. It's pretty light, so, you know, it's kind of just toss it in there. And personally, I like to kind of just put all my stuff in the main compartment just because it's big enough, and then it's easy. You know, you get to camp, you take all of it out, you lay it out, and then you can kind of get going. All right, so we took one more thing out. We decided to take the shovel out just because he's not really planning on doing anything with it, like with his shelter or anything. And if any of us need to poop, I've got a shovel on my backpack that's, you know, quite a bit lighter. So we were able to luckily tie his sleeping bag on to the bottom here with some twine, which that'll definitely help, so he's not going to have to carry it around, because that is no fun for anybody. And then we were able to get his sleeping pad attached here on the side with some of this string, so that'll help for sure. We can probably put these in the bag. Probably won't end up needing those really. And I think I'm going to put this little flashlight in this underside pouch along with his lighters and stuff. And then I'll probably put this guy right here in this top pouch, just in case he, you know, just in case he wants quick access to it. Maybe it gets dark and we weren't really prepared, and he can just reach in there and grab that at the top, not having to search around for it. I'll probably put this beanie in this top pouch. Just something, you know, he might need real quick to grab. His head's getting cold, you know, he wants to grab that real quick and put his hat on. I think let's close that up. I mean, if you guys just look at that, there's, you know, a pretty decent amount of space in there still, and I think we definitely lighten his load at least a little bit, and that's definitely going to help him out. So, okay. Let's see. Yeah, that'll cinch up.
I can't believe you got that in there.
Everything we have left is mainly stuff that he's going to want quick access to. We've got the rain poncho, we've got the baby wipes, and then this doesn't necessarily need to be quick access, but it'll fit in one of the smaller pouches. Then we've got gloves, you know, something you might want to grab real quick if his hands are getting cold. So throw those in there, along with probably both these pairs of gloves. And that'll probably be everything for that top pouch. We've got this guy. And since this is rain gear, he's got this little pouch on the bottom here that has the rain flag for the pack, I believe. Yep. So if it starts raining, he's going to need this, and he's going to need the rain flag. So we're going to put those in the same pocket just because that'll make it a little bit more streamlined. And then we've got the two fire starters up here in this front compartment. We might even fit this hat in there as well, if we're lucky. There we go. That is everything. And then we'll put this hatchet here on the other side. And that's everything, guys. We're good to go. He's all packed up. Buckle her up.
Sleeping bags, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the best we could. I mean, it's better than carrying it in your hands.
There we go, y'all. Fixing to be on the trail. You ready?
Oh yeah. I'm so ready.
Here's their backpacks. We're fixing to get it all on. Get going. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna pick up all the stuff that I'm not taking. I'm gonna put it in my truck and leave it here. And it's really weird because there's so many little things here, but I can already tell you that's a lot of weight taken out of my pack. Here we go, y'all.